As we saw in that short clip taken from Simple Histories on King Leopold II, blood was shed in the Congo under Belgian rule. Personally, I was under the assumption that everyone knew about his misdeeds before I started this project. But after I found the following YouTube video, I understood that this is not the case.
Hi, my name is Gaetano, so I'm just from Belgium. I'm living in Liège, working here in Brussels, so I was asked to say something about him. I don't know him, to be honest. I don't only know that he's a king. And well, the statue is kind of good, and I'm here to relax. But to be honest, I don't know about him, and I don't want to be interested in searching everything. I think he made some bad things, so that's it.
This person is roughly the same age as I am, yet is actually quite unaware of this part of history. And I am not saying this to call him out, but to illustrate why this unsilencing is still necessary. One person who contributed to the unsilencing of this history is David van Rijbroek. He wrote this book on the history of the Congo. He used archival material and research, but also interviewed Congolese people and integrated their stories into his book. Another unsilencing surrounding this bloodshed has been the protests against statues of King Leopold II that one can find in different towns in Belgium. We just saw a young Belgian man by one of the statues of Leopold II. This statue is one of the most famous ones and has been used as a means to protest more than once. Here we see Théophile de Giraud smothering the same statue in red paint. He is wearing a t-shirt that says Leopold II, serial killer. Now, I do not want to say I necessarily condone this form of protesting, but I do think it exemplifies what can happen when people feel they are not being heard. Because unsilencing also means listening, and when something is ignored, this can cause rage and result in people feeling like they need to go to extremes to make themselves heard. In the next video, we will return to this statue, but then with two older men. Both have more knowledge on the subject than the first guy we saw, yet they have very different opinions on the matter.
Als het verboden is bij wet van de Holocaust te ontkennen, dan vind ik ook dat het verboden zou moeten worden om dus deze uitmoordingen, die vorm van genocide die plaatsgegrepen heeft in Congo, om dat te ontkennen. Dat zou ook strafbaar moeten worden. En wat ik eigenlijk voorstel is niet dat dat standbeeld hier zou verdwijnen, maar wel dat er iets bij komt, een kleinigheid, met de excuses voor wat er in de tijd is aangericht.
Men situeert de zaken nooit in een context van nu 120, 125 jaar geleden. En ik vind het zo'n beetje typisch modeverschijnsel van te zeggen, oh, Napoleon is een moordenaar. Ik vind dat zo een kinderachtige, onschuldig mij, reactie van te zeggen, nu moet dat standbeeld weg. Dat is het. En dat aanvaard ik niet. Dat Leopold II zo historisch een crimineel zou zijn, dat is volgens mij stemmingmakerij. Punt.
In the video, Decoux says, I think it is a childish response to say now this statue has to go, while actually Witte Vrongel did not say the statue had to go. He said that he would like to add something to it, not take it down. Here again we see the importance of listening. And I do believe adding something to a statue, for instance an information sign, is generally a great idea. This helps people understand who they are looking at and what the figure means. And adding to statues has actually been something that has been done more and more in the last few years, especially in Flanders, the Flemish-speaking part of Belgium. In Wallonia, the French-speaking part of Belgium, this trend does not seem to have broken through just yet. I think it should, again, to give onlookers more context. Signs can also be tricky, however, as they cannot give a full account of everything that has happened. Plus, sometimes information is uncovered years after a sign has been placed, which is why it is vital that we reconsider these signs from time to time. I would like to take you to another statue, one that will make a direct link to Lumumba's tooth in the end. Here we see Leopold II on his horse. To his right, fishermen are praising him, and on the left, a group of grateful Congolese. A sign accompanied it. The sign reads, "Below, two groups are seen. On the left, the grateful Congolese, whom Leopold II freed from the slavery of the Arabs." While looking at this sign, you might notice that the sign seems rather battered. This is because a group of protesters removed it. And it was not just the sign that they removed. In 2004, the group, the Tooth of Lumumba, cut off the hand of one of the so-called thankful Congolese men in the statue. They did this to protest the misdeeds of Leopold II. In 2008, a book was written on this by a man called Ralph de Boever. It is a fictional story that is based on the true events surrounding the missing hand. He was interrogated and his house was searched. De Boever complained about this, and after this the investigating judge was taken off the case. De Hand van de Koning, or The Hand of the King, is the name of this book. Ralph de Boever was not part of the stealing of the hand, but a man that did, although not directly, have a link to this is Piet Wittevrongel. We saw him earlier. And he has been protesting for a better sign and for apologies to the Congolese people. The sign has been changed. This new sign reads, "Not just the colonial symbolism of the monument, but also the colonial politics are cause for controversy to this day." This is evidently seen in the 2004 cut-off hand of one of the freed slaves. Have a look at the commemorative tablet of Oostendenaar Aristide Dorme, left of the monument. The fight against slavery was then, and sometimes today still, used as a justification for colonizing. In any case, the king has left a lasting impression on his Oostende. The new sign was unveiled by this Deputy of Culture, Bart Plussert. He said, "For a while now we have been aiming to direct more attention to the colonial past, through lectures and a historically accurate information sign at the statue. Because of this, I think it is a stronger statement to leave the hand out of the statue. To me, this is a deflection of responsibility, a way to get out of an apology." Apologies from the royal house have not yet been made. In the meantime, the hand has been turned into a statue of its own by the Tooth of Lumumba, which reads Sikito, which means we're sorry. And this is an apology from the group, so that at least there is an apology out there. On this tooth, Piet Wittevrongel said, "We are willing to return this hand, but we need absolute certainty that the royal house apologizes for their misdeeds in the former colony." To this he added that the remains of Lumumba, amongst which the gold tooth, be handed to Lumumba's descendants. And this brings us to the next part of this video.